Hello and welcome back to the Cynical Optimists, the podcast about TV, film and gaming news, and where we discuss things as well.
We do.
I am Phill.
And I'm Nick.
And didn't you just love that reintroduction?
It's like we never left, except I got a chesty cough.
Yeah,
That's
so if
what's
Nick
changed.
dies partway through the recording, then it's actually free. He says on YouTube, the free service anyway.
I was going to say, do we charge? And you've been holding back profits from me.
Oh dear, this is the awkward season opener.
Nick found out he's been conned.
Manufactured conflict.
Ugh.
Don't you just hate it?
So how have you been?
Yes, good.
Well, I mean,
Like,
we've still been doing... We've been doing the Aliens Let's Play.
Yeah,
So that's
which
fun.
took a characteristic long break.
Yeah. Probably
That's
another
all-
one at some point.
Probably. We only recorded like 3 to do like a large period of time, so
yeah,
you never
it's all
know.
good. It's fine.
But
I mean,
anyway, the
People aren't
podcast-
clawing to get back into the Alien game, are they? They're just...
No.
What the views been like? They've been alright?
Worse than our other 2 Let's Plays, I'm going to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Star Wars, the Clone Wars...
Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars,
It's
Colonial... I almost said Colonial Marines. Anyway, time for us to remember what this podcast is actually about, which
yeah,
is...
where was it? Film news or game news first? Let's go game news first, because let's spice up the formula.
Well, I've written a really tired... Well, actually, no, it's a really crap feed into the discussion, but I can go first if you like.
No, you know what? Let's stick to the formula. Let's stick to what works. Speaking of
Afraid
sticking
of
to the-
jumping the shark.
Yeah. I mean, the formula's still pretty similar because my news is all as it always was: DC, Disney, Fox, superheroes, Marvel, Batman, all that spiel. There's a news article in front of me. I've got Ben Affleck is still pretty uncertain about like the Batman, and like he doesn't really know what the future holds and this kind of thing. So, like he's still pretty unsure about whether he actually wants to be in this universe.
Does the Batman solo film actually have a director yet?
Yeah, it's Matt Reeves from I think he did Dawn and War of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
Or War 4, Dawn 4, no, Dawn of and War 4, the Planet of the Apes.
War
I haven't
4.
I haven't seen War 4 actually. I've seen Dawn only recently. It's pretty good.
I've seen the middle one. I haven't seen the first one or the last one of the trilogy.
The first one's really good. But yeah, Dawn was pretty good too. That was one of that War came out this year, didn't it? In this summer. I didn't.
Yeah, I've heard
manage to watch
people
it.
rate that trilogy as like a really solid 3-film trilogy.
Yeah, which is kind of cool because
Yeah.
well, it's quite original as well. I know it's not technically original, but it's got its own thing. I like it.
Well, yeah, it's one of the Planet of the Apes things which A got sequels, unlike the attempt in 2001, was it?
Yeah, the Tim
And
Burton
B,
one. Ugh.
the sequels weren't shit like the original, where it had the really, really good Charlton Heston one, and then like
Was it even
went to,
that
like-
good? I mean, I know it was. I mean, if I watched it now, I think I probably watched them with my dad when I was a kid. But watching them now, I'm sure they're no good.
The first one's still quite good for atmosphere and pacing. It's just like the sequels are just.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think they're just a bit they're just a bit bizarre.
Could you look at those monkey faces, the horrible masks, and still find it at all convincing? I know good storytelling can sometimes counter that, but ugh, they're not good looking. They're not good looking monkeys, and I know good looking monkeys. I don't know what that means. Anyway, sorry, back to Ben Affleck. Yeah, so he's still not sure, is he?
No.
He don't know what he's doing.
Do any of us?
Do any of us? Good point. Justice League's going to be 2 hours. You probably heard about this. It was going to be...
Wow.
It was going to be like 3 at one point. Like even like the theatrical release was going to be 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Now it's 2, which isn't long. People have been really kicking off about the length of this. They want it to be long because they're introducing 3 members of the Justice League basically.
Yeah, and it does. But to be honest, it could be they're like, we could have it 3 hours, but then what are we gonna do when people don't like the theatre release, so we trick them into buying the extended edition
Make
instead.
a 5-hour cut.
Yeah, like they did with Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad.
Although Suicide Squad was... I watched the extended edition. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but it's still no good.
Yeah, it's... Oh, that film. That film. I watched it with somebody who hadn't seen it the other day. I say the other day, this was like a few months ago now, I think.
Weirdly, though, even though I preferred Batman v Superman by quite a long shot, it's easier to watch, isn't it? Because it's just drivel.
What, Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those films that's great if you just don't think at all. Like, I imagine if you got drunk and watched it, you'd have a great time.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
to be fair, that's all they needed to do, I guess. But
yeah, there could be some kind of Suicide Squad drinking game. I'll think about that. That would be fun.
We could do that for an episode.
Drink whenever the Joker does something that doesn't actually affect the rest of the plot.
Drink whenever the Joker does appear in the film. Yeah, so Justice League, that's pretty soon. That's like 2 weeks away. Not even that. A week away.
It's supposedly our next episode topic. So
wow.
Yeah. Spoilers.
It's weird because I haven't got that much. I still haven't got that much excitement towards it. And
I've seen posters.
Yeah.
And I have seen the trailers. But I think I just am expecting it to be bad.
Well, the thing is, especially as it's now 2 hours, I think from the trailers, you can pretty much pace out what comes where, and it feels like generic. It feels like Avengers was like, how many years ago was that? 5 years ago?
Yeah, and the difference with Avengers is you'd already met all the heroes apart from what... No, you'd already... Even
Hawkeye popped up in bloody Thor, didn't he?
Yeah, that's the thing. Even like the small name ones that appeared in the other movies.
Yeah.
Whereas this, from the trailers, you've seen scenes that's clear that Batman's just randomly going to turn up at the Flash's house. And that he's going to go searching.
It looks fun, at least, so I'm probably going to enjoy it.
Yeah, as long as it's like... Yeah, sometimes you just like the fire's already there, it's already burning, so you might as well just get some marshmallows and enjoy.
That's a very good way of describing Justice League. Did you hear? I don't think we discussed any of this, but since the podcast, there's essentially a new director, new composer. They ditched Junkie XL, who did Batman v Superman. Now they've got Danny Elfman returning. Well, I say returning. Wow. He did like the Batman '89 films.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real bloody mishmash, this film, isn't it? Will it be messier than Suicide Squad? We'll find out.
Which one was focus tested to buggery more?
Do you like Batman's character? Do you wish he had more jokes? Do you like Flash's character? Do you wish he had more jokes? The answer was yes for all of them. Do
you like the soundtrack? Would you like the soundtrack to be different? Do you care if any of these things go together?
Soundtrack. Would you like to hear that again?
Rate the soundtracks by Batman film. Just an entire table laid out with all the Batman films, and you got to list them.
They changed the colour of the sky between trailers. Like it was going to be all sort of generic-y blue with a bit of orange in it, and now the sky's red in the final battle by the looks of it. They've literally, it's going to be
that generic blue sky. God, I hate seeing that. It's such a copy of real life.
So now there's a red sky.
Great. So, I wonder if that was focus tested too.
Yeah, I bet it is.
What colour is your preferred sky colour? And then someone was like, "Oh, red sky at night, Shepherd's delight."
I bet they measured like how much the pupil dilates at different colours, and they were just like, okay, edit that in, edit that in, edit that in. Play a bit of Danny Elfman's '89 soundtrack. Oh, they've reacted to this. Edit that in. It's going to be, I don't know. I think it'll be a mess, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Maybe it'll prove us wrong. Maybe we'll be sat here next episode with, eating our words,
wearing our Flash t-shirts, wearing our cyborg headgears, wearing our Aquaman wigs. I'm just looking at the poster here. I'm trying to work out who's got what.
Wearing our Superman underwear underneath our trousers.
Because that's what Henry Cavill's one does, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good that they spoiled the fact that, he's going to turn up in this film, but then it was never really convincing that he was dead, so...
No. Yeah, so that will either be good or bad. Okay, I might as well stick to superheroes while I'm here. There was a story that kind of came and went about Disney purchasing Fox.
Yes, I heard about that, because apparently it inspired a move in Fox to start steering more towards entertainment/news. So in the case that they did just sell all of their movie rights to Disney.
Well, that's weird, yeah, because they got a lot of movies coming out, and have had a lot of movies coming out. Like, they obviously do all the X-Men. What else? They did, like, Ridley Scott's new Alien franchise this year.
Yeah, that would be a lot into Disney's kind of already large portfolio.
Yeah. Well, the thing that this would have bought is having the X-Men and the Fantastic Four back with, essentially back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, no, that would be... It'd pretty much make sure the Marvel Cinematic Universe went to at least, like, phase $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I was debating in my head whether that would be cool, because I do want to see those universes cross over, or I kind of like all the X-Men films, and I like the cast, and I like the directors and stuff, so whether it would ruin that or not, I don't know. But
then, if I was going to say Hugh Jackman's not coming back, is he? And like a lot of the older cast are probably not coming back, so it could just be that universe is naturally winding down now.
That's true, but I like Deadpool did really well. I like the new cast they introduced in Deadpool. They got New Mutants coming out soon, which looks kind of cool. I don't know. I think they've still got a lot of good stuff in the X-Men universe, at least. Fantastic Four, who cares?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I had this debate in my head, but then I realised it doesn't matter anyway, because Fox basically ran away from the meeting, like, no, you know what, you're not having it, kind of thing.
Yeah, they took their football and went home.
Yeah, literally. So,
besides, Marvel already they've got their version of mutants, like
the Inhumans.
the Inhumans, which with their base on the moon or whatever.
Tanked, absolutely tanked this year.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
It got ripped apart. Everyone hated it. I mean, it looked awful, right?
Oh yeah, that was the one where even the first poster came out and people were like, "This looks terrible."
Yeah. It looks like one of those ABC shows got the budget cut even more, like for season 6 or something. But it, like, considering they were really trying to push the Inhumans and they go in with that, like, just looked awful.
I was going to say, do you think Marvel is so cocky now? They're like giving each other bets. Like, I bet you I can't make an Inhumans TV show on 10 quid.
Well, the thing is, I'd like to see, like, good filmmakers do Marvel stuff on a low budget, but they just, I mean, I don't know. It just looked crap. Don't know how it went so wrong. I guess they are just kind of throwing money in every direction they can, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty
They're
much.
like, hey, this was a Marvel comic book in like the 90s or whatever. Yeah, go on then, make it. Who cares?
I mean, you say that, but the Flash TV show is introducing Elongated Man.
I mean, that's what I'm saying though. That's a show that's like 4 seasons in now, right?
Yeah, so I suppose they can a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? But the Inhumans was supposed to be their big thing, and like the Inhumans was supposed to be a film as well. I want to say.
I have a feeling that the Inhumans was always like something that they wanted to do, but they've just not really been able to figure out.
Well, I mean, it was a lazy way of getting it out there, wasn't it? Because they are essentially their X-Men. They're the kind of like out of society, kind of secluded people who don't feel like superheroes, and yet instead of making like a cool film or something like that, or even a good TV show on Netflix or something, they were just like, yeah, give it to, who even is it, ABC, you know, the ones that have no budget, give it to them.
But it's weird though, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has already had like an Inhuman storyline, and that was actually really good.
Was it? You're still keeping up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? You're still keeping up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, its next season hasn't started yet because it was waiting for Inhumans to do its episodes.
Brilliant. You deserve a medal for keeping that far into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
To be fair, the first season is definitely the worst season.
It gets better, does it? I don't know. Do you get some kind of pension or something from watching it?
No. Unfortunately, I did send them an email and they just asked me to stop calling them, stop contacting them.
I still watch Gotham, to be fair. So
yeah, I was going to say you can't really talk. We both have a superhero show we watch, despite the fact it's been ridiculed as being shit at times.
Because that's the thing with Gotham as well. Season 1 was not that good, but as it went on, it's actually gotten really good. But again, I mean, there's no point trying to convince each other because
we're never going to watch
each
other's shows.
Oh dear.
It's the open-minded people we are.
Carrying on with, actually, speaking of X-Men and Wolverine, I know that was a little while ago, but I'm keeping it going. Have you seen the trailer for Hugh Jackman's new film, The Greatest Showman?
No, I haven't actually.
Looks pretty good. Does it look good? It looks pretty good, but I find it funny because the selling point of it was, when films like take advertising off the back of another film, like another good film,
right?
Featuring the Academy Award-winning lyricists of La La Land. That's stretching a bit, isn't it?
Whatever sells, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because it's got a quite good cast in it. It's like Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson. But yeah, sure, sell it how you want, guys.
Yeah.
He's looking really young again, Hugh Jackman. He looked obviously really old for Logan, but I guess that was just the magic of film.
Yeah, you do understand how film works, right? You did get a degree in this.
I did, didn't I? That happened, yeah. Speaking of films, seeing another good segue. Have you ever watched The Lord of the Rings?
I think I might have.
Well, they want to make that into a TV series now. Warner Brothers have been talking with Amazon Studios to make
I saw the headline, I didn't read the story.
Yeah, that might actually happen, which is kind of interesting. I mean, it's been like 20 odd years now, so it's... No, longer than... No, about 20 years. No, not that long.
Almost
about 15
20 years.
Yeah, since it ended. So, I mean, is that too soon? Not soon enough?
I don't know, it depends. Like, if it's just going to be... if it's, like, creatively distinct from the films... Then I don't see why not.
No, exactly.
But if it's just, a longer version...
Well, that's what I found with, what's it called? A series of unfortunate events on, was it Netflix? Yeah, it was Netflix.
Yeah.
I found the tone and, like, the kind of characterization of a lot of them were way too similar to the Jim Carrey film.
Yeah, so if it's, like, not just trying to cash in on the films...
Yeah.
Then it's fine.
It's got to be better than The Hobbit, though, right? It's got to be better than The Hobbit, though, right?
I still haven't seen the third Hobbit film.
Don't bother. That was like 4 years ago now or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's the thing. Every time I think I bring it up to someone, they're like, it's alright.
Yeah, I had no motivation to watch it, like, even having watched the first two in the cinema. And then, I think my sister took me, so I saw it for free, which was good. But, yeah, no good.
Damn shame.
So yeah, Amazon are pretty good though, aren't they?
Yeah, they've made some decent things.
They make some good things. Grand Tour's coming back next month?
Yes, I still haven't finished watching the first series.
Have you not?
Because, well, the thing was, like, I enjoyed the Grand Tour, but it wasn't, like, amazing, and I think after a little while, like, just other things...
There was some
moved up the priority list.
There were some such like scripted episodes as well, which kind of wasn't amazing.
And it was so obviously scripted as well, and it kind of took kind of the fascination away in a sense.
Well, I mean, they released a brief trailer, and it looks like season 2's a bit more kind of them actually on the road doing their like road trips. So hopefully it's a bit less scripted. But
yeah, I'll probably find some time to check out a few of the season 1 episodes, and then check out season 2 when it comes out.
Yeah.
Because it is one on my to-watch list. It's just far down.
No, it's you don't. It's not got any kind of continuing story anyway, so it's not really
no season cliffhanger,
no overarching plot. Speaking of overarching plot, have you watched Stranger Things yet?
No.
Neither. Neither season 1 or 2.
No, I don't have Netflix yet. Now I have a job, I can probably afford it, but I just need to
It's really good.
get it, basically.
Yeah. Stranger Things. First thing you should watch. It's really good. It's got I could have done another good segue. It's got bloody Samwise from Lord of the Rings in it, in season 2.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Look how well my news stories are fitting in today.
Yeah,
It's like I planned it, which I definitely didn't.
it's like we never left.
It's like I just happened to have a load of news articles up, and somehow there were some segues into each other. It's like my luck never runs out. That's what it's like. And that's about me done on film and TV news. Speaking of news, Phil, have you got any?
Yeah. Oh, gaming news.
It's
It's a gaming news
so
time.
seamless, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so as you may have seen, a lot of games have come out recently. Like,
Have they?
a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you've got, Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origins,
Mm-hmm. Oranges.
yeah, Assassin's Creed Oranges,
Yeah.
Wolfenstein 2,
Nice.
bloody Sonic,
Bloody
whatever.
Sonic. That's the new one.
But I'll loop
Bloody
back round.
Sonic.
I'll loop back round to that. Anyway, have you heard the news about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon?
I know they're a thing that's available to pre-order now.
Giovanni is back.
Oh,
And
what
he's-
Team Rocket Giovanni?
Yeah, but it's not Team Rocket anymore. It's Team Rainbow Rocket,
Ah,
and apparently it's made up of like a load of the villains from the past series.
And
Team Rainbow Rocket is just a ridiculous name. Like
No, I like
this. I included this like as a headline just to go over, just because I was like, that's really silly. Like, but the thing is, if this is meant to be like a terror group, I'm not scared of that.
I don't know. I like it. It's
I like
nice.
how it's like quite campy, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
So, have they released any pictures or anything?
I believe there's like a trailer.
So is there an actual timeline in the Pokemon universe?
Well, apparently, like,
hang on, is Pokemon a universe?
I guess so.
Wow.
Because all these regions supposedly exist in the same world. But apparently Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is leaning more towards like alternate reality storylines.
Whoa.
So I'm not really sure. I haven't read too much on it. But that's kind of what I have seen. That's kind of the gist I'm getting. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. But
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, having said that, I didn't get that far through Sun and Moon. I know I raved
Did you
about it
never
initially,
complete it?
but I never finished it. I don't know. As much as I like them and I like all of their like concepts and stuff, the story just is never. It's so slow. I know they're not story games. Essentially, they're kind of championship games and.
no, I know what
Free
you mean.
roam,
There's that
but-
bit in the middle where it's just you're like getting through like the middle bit.
Yeah, and I've
before
done
the Elite Four.
I've done enough like gyms in my life. No, not in my life. In the Pokemon world, I haven't been to any gyms in my life, but I've done enough walking around, fighting people. Again, this is in Pokemon, not in real life. Just a bit. I don't know. Got a bit tired of it real quick.
That's fair enough. To be honest, I probably won't pick up
No,
Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. I've just got other things.
I'll just go and brawl some people in pubs in the real world.
Yeah, but then you'll need an actual gym.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just to get it out of my system. And it's
Anyway.
It's cheaper as well. Actually, no, gym memberships are expensive. No, you know what? Yeah, buy the new Pokemon.
It's cheaper than getting into a fight in real life.
Yeah, so that's basically it.
Yeah, that literally was like a one-line headline, and we've managed to get quite a bit of traction out of that. So I'm not sure how my two actual stories I've written things for are going to do.
Let's go.
Anyway, so first story number 1. So do you know which beloved console add-on has stopped production recently?
No idea.
The
Wait, no, I do.
Xbox-
Yeah, it's Connect, isn't it?
Yeah, the Xbox Kinect.
Yeah.
Did you ever have the joy of using one?
No. Actually, I think I might have once drunk,
See, that's the thing, they're so forgettable.
and I didn't.
It wasn't until I was like reading the story that I realised I lived in a house with a Kinect for like 2 years. But we never used
sorely missed.
any Kinect games.
I
It just meant
remember.
that
I remember enjoying the memes when they first released the Kinect, and they were like, "It's watching you in your house. It's the government. It can follow you."
Well, that's the thing. Like, the only reason I actually remembered that we had one was that, like, certain housemates who had profiles would come and sit in front of the TV and it'd pop out the bottom like, "Hi there," because it like picked up their face. Which all we were doing was basically the Xbox One in our student house was just a very expensive Netflix machine. But yeah, that was literally the only time I think the Kinect got any use. That, and I think my housemates used to shout abuse when they're playing online, which was just terrible.
Yeah, it didn't. I don't know. I don't think it kicked off in quite the way. I mean, it should have, right? It should have been a really cool, like VR kind of intuitive thing, but it wasn't.
Supposedly, it works with your 360, your Xbox One, apparently Windows 10, and like a few other like Microsoft products. So they very clearly had like a vision for this thing to be across multiple softwares, but then no one used it. So
no.
So now it's not being produced anymore.
So yeah, that's a shame, but who cares?
Yeah. So this is the news that Microsoft has ceased production on the Xbox Kinect. In a statement, the company said, "Manufacturing for Kinect for Xbox One has ended, but it is not the end of the journey for the technology. Kinect continues to delight tens of millions of Xbox owners." When asked where these users were, Microsoft responded by saying, "They're totally real. They just go to a different school in the next town over, and you wouldn't have met them."
I like that as well, because they're kind of saying like, hey, even though we've stopped making it, it lives on in the ones that people have purchased. That's brilliant.
We know they're still using their Kinect because we're looking through it all the time to link back to the conspiracy theories.
Ooh.
Anyway, so also this kind of links back to what I was saying, at the beginning of the news. But so, and to be honest, as a result, you'll probably know the answer to this question, but which two platformer series have had new games come out in the last month?
Sonic.
Yes.
Mario.
Yes. Have you seen the reviews, how they were actually received?
No.
So Mario's done really well for himself. He's got quite a lot of...
He has, hasn't he? He's done very well for himself. Little old Mario.
Although, apparently not a plumber anymore.
Oh, is he not?
Apparently, Nintendo have come out he's not a plumber anymore. So, I don't know...
Wasn't he a doctor at one point?
Yeah, so
he's a qualified doctor. He has done well for himself. To go from a plumber to a qualified doctor, that's pretty impressive.
I don't know, it depends which way round that is. Because if he was a doctor and, malpractice lawsuit and then was a plumber, that's not as great.
Oh, no. Yeah, you can't really tell either, because he's looked the same for the past, 30 years.
Yeah. What about Sonic Forces? How was that received?
I'm going to say no good, because I remember you saying the last Sonic game was no good, so...
actually, Sonic Mania, the Sonic game before this, was received really well.
Oh.
That was basically a glorified fan game, though.
There was something Sonic that went abysmally bad, and that was the anniversary event?
That was the anniversary event. I showed you the video.
Yeah, that was no good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this name's no good.
Mixed is... Because what was unusual in the run-up to launch? What weren't Sega doing in the run-up to the game's launch?
I mean, I haven't heard of it, so presumably advertising?
No, they weren't sending out review codes to...
Oh, okay.
So that is, that's typically a flashing warning light.
Well, that's same with movies as well, isn't it?
I mean, they did come back and say it was... To be fair, they came back and said it was because there was a pretty large day one patch. And it did get a review from the Japanese Famitsu that rated it quite highly, gave it 45 out of 50. However, since release, it's received incredibly mixed response. Basically, the PC version crashes a lot.
Brilliant.
Which is exactly what you want. Now, for bonus points, can you name a game that didn't send out review scores that ended up being incredibly good? Review codes, sorry.
I
mean, I'm guessing no.
No.
So.
Wait. No.
Last year's Doom didn't send out any codes until launch day.
Is this the one you got?
Yeah, that's the one that I wanted to make Game of the Year, but I hadn't played it by the time we did the Game of the Year awards.
But now you've got it, and you've played it.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, basically it's a Sonic game that's getting middling responses. It's interesting the amount of people who've rated it like recommend on Steam, whose first line is something like playing devil's advocate, like, to be fair, or I know there's a lot of negative reviews here, and you think you're just like voting it positive because you love Sonic, basically. In the nicest possible way. There are those people who are like always playing devil's advocate, and it's like, if it's bad,
Say it's bad, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Sonic's not gonna take it personally.
Oh,
I don't think.
He's such a sweet little hedgehog.
Anyway, this is the release of new platformers in both the Mario and Sonic series, and that Sonic Forces didn't send out codes to reviewers ahead of time. Sonic Forces is the latest game in the series and features not only classic Sonic and modern Sonic, but your own creator character. Yes, after all these years of waiting, you finally get to play the role of Sonic's annoying friend. After its release on PC caused several people to experience crashes, players are lowering their expectations from gotta go fast to simply hoping Sonic will run at all. And with that, my tangent is new releases. So guess what comes out in like the end of this week, based on when this episode airs anyway.
17th.
Yes, on the 17th.
Wait, actually, no, wait, I have a bit of gaming news that can tie this in better.
Okay, go. Shoot.
The original Star Wars Battlefront 2, they've opened up the multiplayer option again on Steam.
Cool.
Speaking of Star Wars Battlefront 2...
So yes, the year is 2005. So this is...
Oh, what? We're actually talking about the original Battlefront 2?
Yeah, I'm going to start with the original Battlefront 2.
Oh, I know.
So, this is the year that Doctor Who came back with Christopher Eccleston.
Yes.
The year of Hurricane Katrina, because I just went on the Wikipedia page for 2005.
You know, I was there.
Stuff.
I was there in Florida.
Were you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pretty bloody windy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Hotel, we're in, just got bloody all the deck chairs. I know it's not really the worst thing that could have happened, but all the deck chairs, Phill, they were like a mile away. Anyway.
Yes. When we look back to the awful thing that was Hurricane Katrina, we do just think of the deck chairs.
Think of the deck chairs.
Yeah, so, and it was also the year that London was granted the Olympics.
Huh.
Which, the Olympics themselves are now 5 years ago.
Jeez. Yeah, that appeared in Doctor Who, didn't it, as well?
Yeah, it appeared as like this bright, shining future.
Huh.
In like 2006.
Wow.
Anyway, so this was also the year that the PS3 and Xbox 360 was announced to bring it a bit closer to gaming.
Jeez, really? 2005?
Yeah, so they weren't even released; they were just announced.
Crikey.
And the most, yeah, there was back. These were back in the days. Let me say that the most DLC you got for a game was The Sims 2.
Nice.
And those expansion packs. Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out. It was the 6th highest grossing game of the year.
Should be the first. Should be the first.
I mean, it was a sequel, and unlike this upcoming Battlefront 2, it didn't really do much more apart from space battles to the original.
Hold the phone. It had you could play as hero characters.
That's true.
It had online. It had space battles.
The first one had online, right? It was just the fact that it was, you know,
was there
PS2 online.
Was there? Was it even PS2? The first one? Yeah, it was actually. Yeah.
Yeah, both the first two games were PS2.
Okay, I think it did actually. Yeah.
Plus, but no, was it?
I started with Battlefront 2, so that makes it better than the first one.
That's fair. For a brief period when, yeah, it was like the main PlayStation 2 game I would play was like Battlefront or Battlefront 2.
I still play it. I still play it on Steam. Battlefront 2 is still the best game ever made.
My controller's just not synced up very well, so it's just a bit of like.
But you just have to put them in manually and think how worth it's going to be, especially as it's online now as well.
That's true. Hold a little tourney.
Think of it. Yeah, exactly. It's real good.
I mean, when you say online, it's like the wider online, because you could play it on LAN, you know, like over a house network.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Because we'd had like a little Battlefront 2 LAN party when I was at uni.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And I got absolutely slaughtered.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, because all my friends are a lot better at those kind of
I still play it quite a lot, so I've been online. I've been throwing some moves. I've been throwing some shade at some fellow gamers, some fellow 2005 era gamers.
Well, to be honest, it's that game that whenever me and you played it together, we always ended up just trying to kill each other, despite the fact we're on the same team.
Oh, it's so good though.
Anyway, so that was 2005. Now let's go to 2017. So this is Star Wars Battlefront 2 or Star Wars Battlefront 4, I guess, maybe.
Nah, it's 2.
And for some reason they also used Roman numerals. So it's not even as if you can be like, aye aye.
Oh yeah, I see.
But yeah, so this new Star Wars, it has hero mode again. It's got space battles back. I don't think it has Galactic Conquest.
Ugh.
But it does have... Oh, to be fair, to its credit, the DLC is going to be free.
Really?
But...
Oh.
It's full of microtransactions, like mobile game ones.
Ugh.
Like loot boxes and stuff like that. It's the current plague that's going through so many mainstream games.
Yeah, it's just... I just want a game. That's what really puts me off with like even PS4 generally. It's just I don't want to buy everything like 4 times. I just want to buy the game.
Yeah. Oh, because the thing is, it's in the most recent Shadow of Middle-earth game, Shadow of War, like loot boxes, and in the new Call of Duty, the loot boxes will actually fall down in front of you on multiplayer, so everyone else gets to see you open them.
Wow.
And this is like a simulation of Normandy Beach in World War II.
Huh.
But like the box will magically fall from the sky and be like, you got this loot in this loot crate. And yeah, it's just all kind of... Yeah, trying to get you to spend more money when you've already paid like what? How much does a new game put you back now? Like 40 quid?
Yeah, something like that. 45.
Yeah, sometimes more depending on your system.
Well, like it's weird as well because like if you download the game, like so you don't actually have to get a hard copy, they charge you like 50, which is just that's so much money.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous.
What you want to get is download Steam on any compatible computer and pay whatever it is, like 5 quid for the original Battlefront 2. You get everything in the game, and now it's multiplayer again. Yeah.
I think that was the main thing when I was like, because we had our planning meeting when we decided what we wanted to cover. Because the new Battlefront 2 isn't out, I was like, well, what's the best way to approach this? And whilst one was like, we could just talk about the old one, we could probably fit like several episodes worth of talk about the old one.
That's a good point, yeah.
I did think it's probably the best way to kind of frame a then versus now.
Yeah.
Because obviously you haven't actually bought a console now since... I was trying to work this out the other day. I'm going to say 7 years.
Well, I bought a Nintendo 2DS last year.
Fine. One that plugs into your TV.
Yeah, no. I've got an Amazon Fire TV stick. That's a console.
Can be.
In its own right.
It absolutely can be.
But no, yeah, you're right. The PS3 was the last thing I bought. And I have no intention of upgrading to the PS4 unless there's something like amazing.
So yeah...
Spider-Man looks good. Spider-Man looks good.
I was going to say, my question for you then is, what would it take
Spider-Man
for you to... If Spider-Man's good, will you get a PS4?
Potentially. I want it bundled. I want it bundled, and I want it for 200 quid.
You know what you want as well is a Spider-Man decal on the PS4.
Yes, that would make me get it. I want it to be red, and I want it to be webby, and I want it to be 200 quid. And I want it to come with the new Spider-Man game. Then I'll buy it.
Fair enough.
Those are my conditions, Sony, who doesn't need to make deals because everyone will buy them anyway. But if you want me, you're gonna have to try harder.
You're not just gonna give it up for free.
That Spider-Man does look really good. It looks like Arkham version of Spider-Man, which is really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, have there been many games in the past few years where you've looked at them and been like, if only I had a PS4.
No.
Or have you been? Yeah, that's.
Or if they are, they're sequels to games which are or remakes that are just as good on PS3 or PS2.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like, Arkham Knight wasn't anything to write home about.
I mean, yeah, who cares? The first three were exactly the same, except they had the Batmobile in the fourth one. So
Yeah,
or third
and
one,
like
according to them.
you used to play the Assassin's Creed games, right?
Oh yeah. I liked. Again, like. I don't think the settings have been interesting enough. I know I've wanted ancient Egypt for ages, but they also somehow managed to make all the settings look a bit dull. I don't know how.
Yeah, and I do know what you mean.
They kind of take the saturation out of it, and it's all. Oh, it's very low contrast, isn't it? I know that's a really specific thing to be annoyed about Assassin's Creed about, but it makes a difference.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I do get what you mean. Like, sometimes it's just a little, little tweak.
Add a little colour.
I don't know. Maybe you can go into the video settings on it and just be like, play around
up
with
the
it.
Contrast. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's what I've been doing wrong this whole time. I should do that with films. I should do that with films as well. Just up the contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Assassin's Creed was kind of cool, but again, I played a lot of them. I played 1 through to whatever it was. 7 was Rogue. Was it 7?
Yeah, there's a reason they didn't number that series.
Yeah. So I don't feel I've got that much more I can really get out of that series. Yeah, Spider-Man looks like a genuinely like really cool, like new thing that might actually get my interest.
Yeah.
And I think even with this new Battlefront game, I'm sure it's probably good, but the first one was just such a big disappointment, and I've played a lot.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of that via other people having it, and it's just dull.
It's too much first-person shooter for me, which sounds weird for someone who about 20 minutes ago was singing the praises for Doom, which was also a first-person shooter. But I kind of like the third-person shooteriness of, like the old ones.
Yeah.
And I think you still can do that, but I don't know. I do get what you mean.
It's like I don't even know what it is. It's just not as fun. It's like you can't. It doesn't have real. It's just doing missions, isn't it? It's not like again with Galactic Conquest was quite a cool thing because you had to actually like tactic. It wasn't that tactical, but you could kind of like take over a system at a time. It just I don't know.
It's pretty cool when you blow up the other guy's ship.
Yeah, and you could like actually
in like a space.
You
battle.
could do things tactically. Whereas imagine like trying to go into an enemy ship on like an online battle on the new Battlefront. Like people are real nerds, and they would just kill you instantly. You wouldn't have time to take down the shields. You know what I mean?
So basically, what you're saying is you need to get good.
Yeah. But again, people have the benefit as well of loot boxes and stuff, and if they want to buy extra armor, they just can if they've got money.
Yeah, it's a
real cynical industry at the moment, isn't it? Gaming.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the whole argument they like to make is that obviously games are getting more and more expensive to make, which is probably true.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like for like the base copy of a game, you're getting like 50 quid. And then for the DLC/season pass, for some games that's as much as another 50 quid.
Yeah, literally, exactly.
So that's 100 quid. And then what? Microtransactions as well.
That's so much money.
And then like you've got like the gold edition at launch, which has like I don't know a different coloured cod piece for your hero,
and a tiny statue of someone you don't know the name of.
Yeah. That was the thing where it reached its peak, where it was like Watch Dogs, I think, and Ubisoft like released like the iconic hat of the main character, and it's like, this is a brand new series.
And it was, I'm pretty sure in that game iconic. As well, it wasn't like a historical game, it was just a guy in like a baseball cap or something.
It was like a hacker game.
He was didn't he literally just wear like a baseball cap?
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's really iconic. Ugh.
It just had like a special logo on it for Watch Dogs.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, no good.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, is it just seems very much money grubbing. Like, I don't mind when the game comes out and it feels like a whole game, and then like a few months down the line, they're like, here's some more stuff that you can buy if you like.
I'm pretty sure.
Like,
do we know how long the story mode is actually going to be on this new Battlefront?
Oh, I don't know, because it's... Yeah, we should probably talk about Battlefront more in a Battlefront-themed episode.
I want to say it was like 6 hours or something. Wait, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, see if you can find, but I would not be surprised if it's not that long. It's meant to be like the gap between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I do like how it's kind of, in air quotes, a canon storyline to go in this new Star Wars continuity.
Yeah, with the new cool characters and stuff like that. I like the design of a lot of it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Games preview. Star Wars Battlefront 2 story campaign. Length. Don't mind me.
That's alright. It might not be, because it isn't released, obviously, at time of... Well, it's not released at the time this episode releases.
Oh, IGN says it will take 5 to 7 hours to complete. That's not too bad, actually, is it?
It's pretty standard for, like, these kind of games now, because their emphasis is all on the online multiplayer.
That's not bad. That's like 3 films, I guess.
Yeah, that's... Well, for contrast, like... Aliens Colonial Marines is like 8 hours, I think.
Right, okay.
And like Star Wars
bloody
and Clone
feels
Wars
like it, am I right?
Yeah, and like, so thing is, I don't mind a storyline that, you know, doesn't overstay its welcome.
And like that's a fun thing to do as well. And that's the thing, like that's what I like about these kind of games, is that when you finish the story mode, then you can like that's the thing with the first Battlefront. It felt like everything you can do is stuff you should have been able to do after a story mode. It was just like, hey, you finished story mode, now you can piss around on Hoth, or whatever you did in that game. Piss in the snow. Piss in the snow on Hoth.
Write your name in the snow with laser beams.
Yeah.
Or piss, your choice.
Yeah, so... You know what? Yeah, this new Battlefront looks pretty good, and I think they have taken their time a lot more with this one as well. So,
yeah, I mean, I think the first one definitely should have had more at launch. It just had the feeling that it was rushed to beat The Force Awakens out.
Yeah, literally. They just wanted the Christmas market. Yeah. Whereas
this one at least feels like it was meant to come out now.
Yeah.
Even though it is now, you know, just beating The Last Jedi out.
Yeah, but I don't know. It feels like a more complete game. I don't know. I haven't played it, but it looks like it should be.
Oh, and it's got all its, you know, a lot of... It's quite heavily weighted to the original trilogy of, like, the playable heroes.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a hero battle mode.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
That looks sick, yeah.
One of the heroes, which I actually had to look up on Wikipedia. It's called, like... No, it's one of the villains. It's, like... Greeko or something like that. He's basically that like reptile-headed bounty hunter from Empire.
Right, Bosk.
There we go.
Come on.
Sorry, I looked at it yesterday. I don't have the memory of a god. So yeah, it is quite cool that they're doing all this stuff.
Yeah. Actually, I got to play something. Maybe I'll add it into the end of this video. Have you heard any of the voice clips?
No.
It's hilarious. They literally release like this full reel of like the character voices in the games, like all the hero characters.
Right.
God, they're awful. I mean, the first one was pretty bad. Did you ever hear Darth Vader in the first one?
Oh, I think I might have, but I only played a bit.
The voice was just so wrong. And yeah, I'm gonna add in the Kylo Ren clips at the end of this video because they are just they're fantastic. It sounds like someone doing an impression. Well, I mean it is, but it sounds like someone doing like a sarcastic impression of Kylo Ren. It's fantastic. Yeah, I'll add that in at the end of the video.
Oh dear.
If I remember, I might not. But yeah,
fair enough.
So that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I like how they've acknowledged the prequels more in this game.
Yeah.
Because it felt like Disney were kind of trying to sweep that under for a bit, but...
Well, apparently, because you follow the YouTube channel Star Wars Theory as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all this, like, rumour about, like, Anakin's Force Ghost being in The Last Jedi.
Won't happen. I'm calling it now. It won't happen.
You don't reckon?
Nah.
I reckon there'll be more nods to the prequels in
Yeah.
The Last Jedi, but I think that might be just pushing it a little too far.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Again, I can defend quite a lot of the prequels and Anakin and everything like that, but if Hayden Christensen appears, people are just going to laugh. Straight up laugh. And it'll have to be in like an intense scene as well with Kylo Ren like debating whether to do something right or do something wrong, and then Hayden will just pop up as a blue ghost, and then all the dramatic tension will just drop, and everyone will start quoting the sand line from Attack of the Clones, and just ugh.
Can you imagine if it was just recycled footage as well? They didn't even let them record anything new. It was just...
Yeah. I think what would have worked is if they put Hayden briefly in the prosthetics for Rogue One. Because I don't think I don't think that was... Oh, spoiler alert, by the way, for Rogue One.
What, Darth Vader's in it?
Well, yeah, but like it actually has the burnt like Anakin reveal.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't really show it, but I think that would have worked because burnt Anakin in Revenge of the Sith looked pretty cool.
Yeah,
if they just,
I think it would have.
If he cropped up for like a second, like in Rogue One, that would have been kind of cool.
It'd have been quite a strenuous cameo, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but Bail Organa was in there, so who knows?
It's true, but he actually had like lines.
He had like one line, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go back to Alderaan and keep safe."
I'm gonna go back to Alderaan. Hope nothing bad happens.
Yeah, literally. I'm gonna go back to Alderaan when none of this Death Star shit's going down. You know what? I'm gonna go far away from this battle against this massive space station because I know on Alderaan nothing will happen.
Have you seen that thing online where it's like it completely reframes like the opening scenes of A New Hope because Darth Vader literally saw the spaceship escape from like the battle, and he's like, "Where are you going?" She's like, "We're on a diplomatic trade mission." And he's like, "You literally weren't. I literally saw you like 5 minutes ago."
It's true. There's a lot of theories about how long the we should probably get back to Battlefront, but there's a lot of theories about the gap between Rogue One and A New Hope. Some people think it's actually longer than it seems, because they made a light speed jump, and then the Empire had to like find what route it went down and whatnot. And apparently there's just a whole lot of reasons it could have been longer than however long it looks like, but who knows?
But surely it wasn't that much longer. Like,
well, I don't know, because it's Darth Vader's Star Destroyer as well that catches up like straight up in A New Hope. So I don't know. Who knows?
Because like in a world where like hyperspace jumps are the norm.
Yeah, but you have to plan them. That's why they're always saying, "Wait, I need to make my preparations."
Yeah, but there is methods for calculating it,
yeah.
And they've got like a ton of people on that Star Destroyer just to be like, "Yeah, we'll calculate the route they went."
That's true. I guess Vader's Star Destroyer appeared when they were all about to go into hyperspace, and it kind of blocked them off. I guess it's doable.
Why not?
We'll never know. We might.
Is that going to be that would be a cool space battle in the new Battlefront?
Oh, what, the ending of Scarif? Wait, no, didn't they do Scarif as a DLC for the original Battlefront? I think they did, and it looked really cool. Scarif's great.
Probably.
Scarif's the best space battle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably the best Star Wars space battle.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Battlefront.
Yeah, Battlefront.
This isn't bad considering we haven't played it, but I am also running out of things to say about it.
To be honest, we could probably wrap up.
We did like an hour. Wait, I'm going to quickly click on this ad that's been popping up all evening for Battlefront.
So we're actually going to like end the podcast by just you watching a trailer.
I'm just going to look through and see what's happening. So we've got Boba Fett, he's there. We've got droids. We've got some vehicles. Deluxe edition, £70 on PC.
Whoa.
Even the standard one's $55.
That's just too much.
Ugh. Yeah, it comes out on the 17th. We've really sold this, haven't we? You know what? If it's good, I guess like because it's like a 7-hour campaign or whatever, that makes it feel a bit better value for money because that's like you're paying for 3 films.
I mean, that is very much a film way of looking at it.
Yeah, but it's got to be cinematic enough and it's got to be good enough.
True. I suppose, but the emphasis is still going to be on the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because for example, for a single player experience, you could get for less money Breath of the Wild, the new Zelda game that came out this year, and that you could play that for literally. I think people have played it for over 100 hours and not got to the end.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah. It's just so big and there's so much to do. So, as much as I do like the small linear kind of stories, unfortunately you can't really compare films to games in that kind of respect.
No, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because a game story can overstay its welcome, like Aliens Colonial Marines for not ending after like 15 minutes.
Oh, you're so bitter about that.
I'm not you're bitter! If you want to see the magic that is that series,
nice plug.
Nick, throw up a link to it at the end.
Oh, I thought you were going to do all the effort there.
No, as in like a hyperlink.
Yeah.
Now I'll go through and do the end of episode plugs.
Nice.
So, if you've enjoyed this episode, give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe, and we're back now for 8 weeks in the run up to the end of the year.
Give us a thumbs up, a real one,
sure.
In the real world.
Follow us on Twitter at CynOptPodcast, where we post our thoughts and things like that and updates.
Very occasionally.
Yeah, we're trying to get back into that. There's also the Cynical Optimist blog, which has not been updated in a while, but there is a good backlog of written pieces from myself and Nick.
Some longer than others. Phil's are definitely longer.
Yeah. But then, to be fair, Nick's last one, he forgot that he hadn't written it until the day of that he was planning to release it. Yeah. So
we're going to do those on a much more occasional basis now, aren't we?
We're going to do it more when we have an idea.
Exactly.
Because having like a schedule meant that we were running with kind of poor ideas.
We're playing loosey.
Don't let that put you off checking it out.
We're playing loosey goosey with the rules this season. We've turned into full rebels. We don't stick to any schedule, apart from this podcast, which will definitely be every week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope we stick to a schedule. I spent like time writing out the recording dates and air dates for all these episodes. You better bloody stick to it.
You're so disappointed when the Aliens one went off track.
Oh, that can be helped. We're both moving house.
Yeah. We'll get there.
And we're moving off topic.
That's happened a lot this episode.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this down to, being the first one back. Next week, the topic should hopefully be Justice League. It comes out on Friday, and we're hopefully going to... Well, Nick, you'll definitely see it, won't you?
Yeah.
On Friday. And I'm booking my ticket with... a tear in my eye that I have to go see this bloody film on launch day of all things. And then we'll give you our thoughts. Maybe it will surprise us. But we've got some great topics coming up this season as a whole. Star Wars episode 8 obviously will be later in the season.
Oh, spoil. I didn't think we were gonna do that.
And probably another award show.
Yeah.
So stick around, it'll be fun.
It will.
We're also working on some different side projects and videos, but I'm not going to talk too much about those in case we just simply forget to do them.
Yeah. We'll plug them when they're actually there. Actually, speaking of which, since the last season, I did make a 15-minute drama pilot episode, so you can see that. I'll put the link below. Sorry, Phil. I'm going to plug my own things here.
That's all right. I actually put up a update on one of my other channels a few days ago that was plugging this.
Outrageous.
Yeah, I know. We're just plugging everything.
Brilliant.
Like a plumber. Anyway.
Or a doctor.
Or Mario.
That's what I did. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week for Justice League.
You shall. Bye.
I've been Phil.
Oh, I've been Nick.
See you next week.
Have a good one.
The plan is simple. Follow me. Submit. Submit to me. You are nothing. Twist and fall. Witness power. You insist on fighting? You will not die well. You are an irritant. The Force is strong. The Force is strong, but you are not. Beg. Ha! 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 Now die! 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 You have lost!